Alright, well, hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex here again, and today we are looking at a 1954 Emerson model 77646-SG. This is in a brown, some type of like special brown finish. I don't know what it's called on top of my head, but this is a 12-inch quote-unquote oscillating fan, but unfortunately the oscillator is kind of messed up right now. It does not work because the problem is the gearbox is held by 3 screws. There's like 2 supports on top and 1 on the bottom, so like that's how the gearbox is held, and like the tabs that hold them, the one on the bottom is broken, so it's only held by the 2 on the top, which kind of which makes it kind of uneven when it's installed. And these Emersons are kind of weird. They're not like the typical sleeve bearing on the regular oscillating fan. Rather, it's more of the rotor that spins around the bearing instead of the opposite. It's like a little shaft that's got some spirals, and the rotor spins on it, which and also like you have an oil port in the back, which helps drive the oil all the way up to the front. That's how this fan is like kind of lubricating itself as it spins. This is a really great design by Emerson, but what am I speaking is that there's a little rod that is connected to the blade. Basically, the blade is screwed in counterclockwise, kind of like the spinner nut on normal oscillating fans. And there's a rod that ties from the blade all the way up to the oscillation mechanism. There's like a tiny little rod that has a worm gear at the end, and it goes through the whole shaft, and that's responsible to drive the oscillator. But since the gearbox is uneven, it kind of spins very rough. It spins very stiff with that rod. So I completely took that rod out. So there's still the gearbox, but it's not used. It's not gonna spin with it. Basically, if you have the rod, the gearbox should spin 24/7. Well, as long as the fan spins, the gearbox should spin. But in this case, this one's not gonna spin. Anyways, closed captions. So this is a unit I got from an antique store back in Indianapolis last August. It's very dusty, actually. I didn't clean it up. I kind of used it a lot. Yeah. Beautiful Emerson badge. This is pretty much as is. I didn't really do anything to it. So, here's a side. So basically, this is part of the gearbox that should not be able to spin like that if there's the connecting rod. So this is kind of just like sit there disconnected, and looks like the screw came off. I'm gonna put that back afterwards. So yeah, very robust design, very big motor, and it has a PSC motor, which for a fan of this age is pretty unusual. It's only got a small dent here. Otherwise, the paint is in pretty nice shape. And the blades also kind of miss paint. I noticed on the other Emersons as well, the paint kind of comes off on the blades. Here's the oil port in the back, and here's the sticker. 77646 SG, 115 volts, and on the bottom here it says, it should say 34. Which, if you had 20, it's 1954. It's kind of like something that Emerson did. As you can see, it's only 0.5 amps. This is not a lot for a fan of this age. There's a 3-speed switch that goes from low to high, even though numbers says otherwise. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready to turn it on. Alright, the fan is plugged in and it's ready to be turned on. There we go. Start off with the first position on the switch, which is low. This is an insanely quiet fan. You can barely hear it, and it's pushing a lot of air. Here's a better look at the blade pitch. That's some pretty monstrous blade pitch, if you ask me. Alright, let's put it on medium. I mean, I've used this fan like crazy since the beginning of the summer, or ever since it kind of got warm. And I usually use it on medium or low. I never really use it on high because it's like doing a wind tunnel. These are easily one of the best actually no, the best oscillating fans like ever made in terms of performance. I mean, I know there's the Lasko Galaxy Supers with the blue blades and the piano keys, the one made by Lasko, Sanyo. Those are also really good. I would say they're the best in terms of safety and performance, because this kind of sacrifices a little bit of safety for performance. And I have another one here. I have a video on my channel about this one, but I'll probably do it again on this one because I actually repainted it. And I could go a little bit further into details about the oscillation mechanism, because this one works. Alright, let's put it on high. This thing's making like a lawnmower sound. I mean, you could tell the speed it's going at, and the blade pitch. That combination creates a massive airflow. Oh, let's enjoy the airflow, shall we? Stand back. Man, I feel a lot of airflow from right here. So this is a really nice fan. I mean, the amount of air it's moving, and it's barely drawing any current. This is 0.5 amps on high, like that's 0.5 amps. You compare that to the Electro Home, it's like 3 times as more power hungry for not as much as the airflow as this. Well, anyways, let's shut it down. Out of the F spells off. This does kind of need oil. Ever since I got it, I took it apart to oil it, and I did everything I could, and it always kind of stops pretty quickly, despite putting 3 liters of oil. But oh well, it still runs. It runs really quiet, and all that matters it runs quiet. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of this Emerson 77646. I'll see you guys in another fan demonstration. Peace.